Hello, I am Miriam, co-founder and COO of Keto Chow.
I'm Chris, also co-founder, president, and the technical guy behind Keto Chow, and I have Kokomo from the Beach Boys in my head. If you're brand new to Keto Chow, it's a nutritionally complete meal designed to make doing keto easy. We also have some electrolyte supplements that are amazing for everyday use and for keeping the dreaded keto flu away.
Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the little bell icon for daily updates on all our Keto Chow happenings. These live streams help us be accountable and stay on track. Thanks so much for joining us on our keto journey.
I finally figured out why I have that song in my head. Because we were talking with Audrey, and we were talking about, she said, have I ever been to Florida? I'm like, we went on the low-carb cruise.
Because we said the Bahamas.
And she said, Aruba.
Jamaica.
Yeah.
Bahamas.
Now, when I was in 5th or 6th grade, that song came out. And the ladies who drove the carpool that I was in, the radio station that they listened to, I think was just so happy to have anything by the Beach Boys that was new. They played that song usually 2 or 3 times every time we were in the carpool. Like from the time from my house to the elementary school,
carpool moms,
they would play it like 2 or 3 times. And then on the way home, same thing. So anyway.
So he was annoyed, apparently.
Jolene says, I'm down 8 pounds since low-carb Boca.
Yeah, Jolene.
Sanders says, I live north of Kokomo, Indiana. It's like the same thing.
Yeah.
So let's see, Keto Life Granny is on. So is Debbie and Jennifer. Carrie says, you know you can fix your vegetable gardens with a tomato paste.
Paste
I don't think that would work. It'd make the soil too acidic.
Yeah, it might.
Anyway, Maitreya is
the chickens
on.
would like that. They love tomatoes.
I bet you they would. The Exchange says, thanks to Keto Chow for all the giveaways you're allowing in our YouTube community.
Oh, yes. We're trying to give back. We're kind of doing the whole thing with our little Travis thing, which we do have news about that, by the way.
We do. Andrea says, seconded, it's been great to see and also participate in all the giveaways. Yay. Becca says, I'm here, but don't know how much longer I'll be able to stay awake.
Oh, I know.
We lived this last week when we were in the Eastern time zone. I'm like, whoa, it's late.
You know, we could do it earlier, but we chose this time because this is the time where our kids have a specific youth meeting for our church. And so we want them to go participate, and then we don't have to feel like we're neglecting it. Do you like my blanket?
I was actually turning off the green screen because your Slytherin had another Miriam inside of you.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Anyway, I'm sorry. Okay,
so we chose our family.
Have a meeting for an activity, and so we don't want to not hang out with them. So it worked out really well that we were able to do this at 7:15.
And tonight, Miriam made Black Tie Kitchen's pizza crust version 2.0.
That's right.
And there were some missteps, but it turned out really delicious.
Yep, and it was not cooked all the way, so it could have been better, but it was still fine.
There were no leftovers.
That's right, because we only had 2 pizzas, so we all had 2 pieces of the pizza.
Except a bunch of people didn't eat all of them because they decided they were going to eat fruit covered in heavy cream. Yeah,
that your mom introduced them to.
Yes, she did.
Which was so funny because our kids are so excited about it. I'm like, we had that for years and years, but it's all right.
That's okay.
Anything that Grammy makes is better.
Yeah, anything Grammy makes, you can't do better.
That's true.
She can do everything better than you.
That's true.
Carla says hello, everyone. Teresa says hello as well. Let's says, well, hello, my friends.
Hello.
Let's see. Jolene is on. Rita says, good evening, all. Mike says, hi, Chris and Miriam.
Hi, Mike.
Shauna is on. So is Kathy. Lori says, howdy, howdy. I mistakenly came here this morning and wonder where everyone was. Rihanna says, you sound great.
Oh, thank you. Because I'm shouting today.
Yes. Sherry's on, and MJ says, still awake. He says, hello, I'm Heath, and I am missing hanging out with y'all.
Well, it's going to be soon. I bet Shauna could tell us how many days it is till the cruise.
That's true.
Probably when we're going to see you.
Jolene says, oh yeah, I already read that. Let's see, and we're here. This is where we started. Lori says hello from snowy New York.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know there was a town in New York called Snowy.
Maybe she means snowy as in has snow in it.
I know. Alan says I like this time. Incidentally, I watched the new Ghostbusters movie.
Oh.
Kate is going to love it.
Really?
Oh yeah,
I would not expect that.
The like main character who's a girl who likes science. Kate is she's going to connect. It's going to be great.
Okay.
Yep.
We'll see it.
Let's see. Synergy says hello from Chile, Florida. Hey, it was fine when we left,
Gosh,
so I don't know what your problem
cold
is.
There. It's cold here.
Yeah, it was great.
It was colder today during the day than it was last night when we got home from the.
Yeah, that's true. And Joe says we missed an awesome SpaceX launch and landing in Florida.
Why didn't we stay for that? That would have been cool. Dang it.
He's
Joe,
zealous, hello
tell us
everyone. Carrie says, I found out that 5 envelopes of Keto Chow lasted through my 8 ounces of extra virgin olive oil. I have salted caramel for tomorrow and then caramel macchiato.
Nice.
Shauna says, yeah, I have weird hours too. Rhonda's here. Hi, Rhonda.
Hi, Rhonda.
Becca says, 9 p.m. isn't too late, normally.
Yep.
Kendra says, I saw you on the Two Crazy Ketos channel. I didn't realize I wasn't subscribed to your channel. I haven't tried your products, but I'm looking forward to it soon.
Oh, thank you, Kendra, and I'm glad you came over.
Yeah.
So nice.
It's cool here.
Well, it is. It's cool. It's cold here.
Yep.
I wore gloves in the car today to go to work, and my car was parked in the garage. So, you know.
Blaine says, sorry for being missing in action. I've been suffering from my hernia.
Oh, no.
Causing a lot of pain. Haven't eaten in 4 days.
Sorry.
Wow, Blaine, I sure hope you get better.
Yeah, thanks for letting us know. We'll keep you in our prayers.
S. McCabe says, Chris, you have a good DJ voice.
People
tell me I have a voice for radio.
He has a
face
really
for
nice
radio.
voice. He
Dr.
sings
Barry.
really well, too.
There was a question and answer thing at the
Low Carb Boca.
Yeah, Low Carb Boca, and this doctor got up and he was like, "Hey, how do I connect with more people?" and blah blah blah. And Dr. Barry's like, "Well, what's your YouTube channel?" Because I don't have one. He's like, with a voice like yours, you need one.
You should have one.
The guy had a really good voice.
Yeah,
so.
he did. You know who else has a really nice voice that was there?
Who?
Dr. Cromwell. William Cromwell.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, every time he got up, I'm like,
he's a lipidologist.
Oh my gosh, whose voice? Oh, that was that guy.
Yep.
Great voice. Great
voice.
Just Steve from Serious Keto has a great voice too.
Shauna says it's 116 days until the cruise.
Yes.
Let's see. And 86 days until Keto Salt Lake.
Oh yeah, that's coming. We're going to get that figured out. I thought about it today. We did talk with Mark Cucuzella this weekend when we were there, and he's going to come. He's already got his flight, so he can't say no now.
Yeah, but is he coming in on the right day?
Yeah.
Okay.
I talked to him about coming on the right day.
Well, great.
So
Carrie says Florida needs Joe's chili recipe for the chili temps.
Yeah.
I bet you they have this chili recipe.
Yeah.
Rick Wynn says healing prayers, Blaine. Hope you're feeling better. Let's see. Lisa is on. It says today is Roger's birthday. He's been gone for 4 years.
Should we sing to him anyway? Lisa?
We could.
Let's sing to Roger in heaven.
1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Roger. Happy birthday to you.
And hugs for Lisa.
Yeah. Well, she does have some new grandbabies.
Baby and baby on the way.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's not quite a consolation prize, but it is
it's
consoling.
Also it's something that's joyful.
It is something joyful.
How's that?
JcBean
Thanks for letting
says,
us know,
hey
Lisa.
all.
We'll be thinking about you today.
Mike says, I went out of town for the weekend. I looked at the weather in SoCal and looked at the weather in Utah and decided to go to SoCal. That was a good choice. It was like 70 degrees down there. We went to the beach and stuff. I never wore long pants the whole trip.
I actually wore sandals the whole time except for the walking around the amusement park. I wore tennis shoes for walking.
Keto Life Granny says, I don't even like to cook, but I watch Serious Keto because I love his voice. I got to see his refried beans recipe today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it sounded really cool.
Nice.
Okay, so we have some stuff to talk about today.
Yeah, we have some questions that we wanted to bring up and then answer.
Yep. Now, a lot of these, by the way, in case you didn't know, if you're on Facebook or YouTube watching this, if you look in the video description, it actually lists out the stuff that we're planning on talking about.
If you want to read instead of watch.
That's true.
Because reading, people like to do. Some people do.
Yeah, reading is fundamental too. A bunch of people had questions about the toughlikeemma campaign that we had going on.
Yeah, so what we did was the 7th of January, we did a event for our friend Travis. He works for us. He's in our customer service, and he is so amazing. Anyway, his mom and his daughter have cancer, and so we were trying to get some more money towards their GoFundMe to just kind of help with some medical bills and things. So we made this landing page that Chris maybe is showing you. Are you showing?
I am showing
right now. And what we did was we did 10% of the orders that came in on January 7th.
Yep.
We're giving to Travis. And then we also had tips that were in our shopping cart area that anyone could add a tip. And then we did have the GoFundMe that was connected. And it's still here. It's
you can still
going.
come in here.
You can still donate.
Click donate.
If you haven't got a chance to and would like to. But we just wanted to tell you we did come up with the total. So
I found a little bit of time today. Actually, it was during a meeting and people were talking about other stuff. And so our total sales for that day were $39,749.97.
Yeah.
I rounded it up to $750 because I didn't want
Oh, you didn't want to do the 97 cents?
too many floating points.
Yeah.
And our tip total.
Yeah, and that was just for Travis. We don't ever need tips or want tips or anything, so we just put that function on just to share with Travis.
And when it said donation, sorry.
Yeah. So it's the tip function, but it was the donation.
So there was $2,474.94. I rounded that up as well.
And that's all from you for Travis, so that was really nice.
Yep. So the grand total was $6,450 was donated to Travis. So
Yay.
And that has already been donated. So
thank you. So thank you so much for sharing that with us and for sending your prayers and love and thoughts for Travis and his mom and his daughter. They really felt buoyed up this last couple of weeks, and so we really appreciate you, and they really appreciate you. So it's great. Thank you.
Okay. Kimberly says, hi, Chris and Miriam. Just found your channel. Are you going to the Orlando?
Oh, that's a good question. We know it's on the calendar, but we haven't decided if we're going to go or not.
Yeah. So what they're talking about is scroll. Mm-hmm. So in May, you've got the Metabolic Health Summit and the Low Carb Cruise.
We're going to the Low Carb Cruise.
Yep. So those two we're going to.
I think Orlando's in August.
Yeah, so KetoCon is July.
Which we're going to KetoCon.
Orlando is August 7th.
4th through the 7th.
4th through the 7th. That's
right. That's actually before school starts, so we could go to that, and I think it would be fun.
Oh, is that when we're going with your family?
No, that's in July.
Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah. So, we're going to have to look, because I'm not sure. There's the Keto Symposium, which is in Stamford, Connecticut. Not Stanford.
I love Connecticut.
Then you got the Keto Palooza, which is in September.
Which we're going to go to that one.
And I added a new one today.
You did?
So you got the Las Vegas Keto Expo, which is in October.
Which we can drive to that.
And Low Carb
for
Boca 2023. I added that to the calendar today.
Let's do the same thing we did last week. Go
Next
to
year.
Universal Studios again, and then go to Boca. I'm okay with that.
Okay. And that's all on lowcarbevents.com. So lowcarbevents.com is just a great website that I made because it's hard to keep track of all these things. So, all right.
Yeah, and typically when we're deciding on what show we'll go to, we look at the speakers to see if there's anyone that we need to meet. So this show, we actually wanted to meet Dr. Tro, and he was not there.
Poor guy.
And we wanted to catch up with Mark Cucuzella, which I may be saying his name wrong, but I just like to say it fast for some reason.
Yep.
And there were a couple more that we actually were really grateful that we got to meet some. The cardiologist, Dr. Avada, we got to meet him. We didn't talk to him too much, but I wish we would have.
And we got to talk to Dietitian's Dilemma lady, Michelle.
Oh, Michelle Hearn.
Michelle Hearn.
Yeah.
Got to talk to her quite a bit.
Yeah, she was actually going to come to Keto Salt Lake, but they made
a
family trip, and we hadn't followed up with the dates.
Turns out the family is more important than going to Keto Salt Lake.
I mean, that's good, and that's another thing. Like we look at the speakers, and then we look and see who we can make contact with, so that we can learn more about keto, and then we see how much we have not been with our family, because we want to make sure that we go to the shows that can be the biggest impact for our business, for us, and for our community.
We're dropping frames.
Oh dear.
Uh-oh. Okay, maybe it came back.
Maybe.
Looks like, oh. Yeah, it looks like it might be okay. Okay, we got green again. That was weird.
Anyway, we don't want to leave our kids too much. And I know you could take kids with you. A lot of people do. A lot of people in the keto space even take their kids with. Yep. A lot of people also homeschool,
and we have.
And we don't.
Yeah, that's true.
And it'd be cool if we could take our kids. We've taken them a couple times. We like to take them to Houston.
Yeah. Let's move on.
Let's move on.
All right. Debbie says, good news about the family. Son says both grandsons seem to be back to normal. Adults are mostly better.
Good.
Shauna's just watching the 4th Harry Potter, which has Edward from Twilight.
Yay.
And the 11th Doctor. Okay. Let's see. Oh, and Carrie says, I saw the recipe for the dirt cake using Keto Chow cookies and cookies.
Oh, yeah, that's yummy.
Cindy says, I messaged you online today for help with the rewards area. So impressed with your speedy reply. Well, it wasn't me.
Oh, yay.
It was probably, if it did say
Chris. It could have been Travis.
It could have been Travis, or it could have been Christian, or, yeah.
Or Lynette.
We're getting red now.
Or Des, or Jen.
Hold on, we're dropping frames.
Okay.
Is it better now?
Orange.
Orange.
Orange, glad I didn't say banana.
I might have to go tell the kids to cut it out.
Do you want me to look and see if it's working?
I might have to go tell the kids to cut it.
Okay, it's working.
Okay, it seems to be working. Okay, whatever. Anyway, let's see. Swong says hello, everyone. Everyone's saying that is great, that so much was donated. Yeah.
Yeah, so great, right?
Shauna says, on top of the money, I'm sure just knowing the keto community cared enough meant a lot.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Maya says, I hate being late. Hi, childlings.
Oh, hi, Maya. I'm glad you're here.
Patty says, that's my birthday.
Today? Today's your birthday? Or one of the dates we said?
One of the dates. Kendra says, nothing in Atlanta. There actually is one in Atlanta. So go back. There's one of the ones that Dr. Westman does. So there's one in Winchester, one in Raleigh, and one in Atlanta. Raleigh,
North Carolina.
Yeah, it's February 19th. So lookarbevents.com. Check it out.
Yeah.
Melissa says, yes, do the Orlando. I should be living down there by then.
Yay.
Let's see. Lori says, I love Michelle Hearn. Her book is excellent.
Yeah, I actually got it. It's sitting on the floor right there. We got it autographed by her, so we're excited to read that. And then we have Dr. Avada's book, too.
Yep.
So.
Because I won it. Oh, and it says, we can see and hear you. Okay, well, it was dropping frames.
Thank you. It's hard to tell, because sometimes it says it's not working, and then it is.
Anyway.
Okay, so let's go into these some more.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Okay, Brian had a question about adding eggs to Keto Chow shakes. Let's talk about actual eggs and egg white powder.
Let's do it.
When you add the egg, when you mix it with the blender, you typically want to add the egg and then drink it right away.
Yeah, so that's if you're using an actual egg. And then now, why would you use an egg?
To get more fat and more protein.
Yeah, a lot of times it's especially for the protein. You can use the egg white powder if you just want additional protein. Which
I haven't actually done the eggs. Oh, somebody's calling me. I'm just gonna not listen to them.
Well, and it's interesting because now the egg white powder, if the thought of putting eggs into a shake is kind of like, and you're just like, no, can't do it. Interestingly enough, the egg white powder is pasteurized. Oh, yeah.
So that's different than a regular egg, if that makes you feel better. And then there are like other things you can do, gelatin, collagen, it raises up a little bit. So both of those do. I have done the egg white powder, and I did it with just shaking it because I wanted to see if it was going to clump. And I was impressed. Like it worked really well. So I imagine with a blender or an immersion blender it would work even better.
Now, how much should you add?
I did a tablespoon, which is the equivalent of an egg.
Yeah. So you could add 1 or 2 tablespoons of the egg white powder, and that would probably be fine. I'm wanting to try to see what powdered egg yolk would do as the fat source in keto.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to try.
Would be interesting to test out. But yeah, so you can actually use as much or as little as you want. But just try 1 tablespoon of the dry egg whites
and
first.
see what you think.
And if you want more, you can totally add more. So somebody just texting me too. Oh, I can tell you exactly who it was.
I know who it was.
Okay. Marie says, late but made it.
Yay!
Hi, Marie. Air friend Auntie says, egg white powder equals protein? Yes. So probably the number one thing that a lot of people use egg whites for is to add protein to stuff.
Yep.
So if you are someone who needs more protein, let's say that you're having problems with like your hair not growing very well, or your nails are brittle, or you just need to add more protein to your keto chow for whatever reason. The egg white powder is a really good way to increase the amount of protein that's in keto chow. Cindy wanted to know if it has a flavor. Not really. It does thicken it up a little bit, but it doesn't really have a flavor to it. And another interesting thing is, so collagen and egg white powder both won't change the consistency a lot.
Yeah.
But egg white protein, the albumin, I think is what it's called, that is a complete protein, meaning that it has all of the essential amino acids that are necessary for humans. So as humans, there's a couple of the building blocks of protein, amino acids, that we can't make. We just can't. We have to get them from a different source. And so those are called the essential amino acids. And in order for a protein source to be a complete or a good source of protein, did you know that's a legal term?
A good source of protein is?
If you see on a package, good source of protein, that is regulated by the U.S. government to be able to put that on.
Which doesn't mean it has a complete amino acid profile?
Yeah, it means that, and it has to do with the amount of protein that it's providing.
Okay, that's good to know. So if you see it says a good source of protein, that means it has the complete amino acid profile, and it's the right amount of protein.
Now, Dr. Baller said we'll go down the rabbit hole a bit about, is it gross protein? No.
Crude?
Crude, yes, thank you.
Protein?
About crude protein that is in plant-sourced foods.
That's true, yeah.
Compared to actual amino acids that you'll get in animal-sourced foods.
Yes.
But if you look on a package of pork rinds, for instance, which is collagen, is what you're getting.
It is pork.
It will say not a good source of protein, or not a significant source of protein, or not a complete protein. And there will usually be a little asterisk next to the protein number telling you this isn't a complete protein.
Yeah.
So anyway.
But it's still good. They're still yummy.
It is still good.
Yeah.
Okay, we went down the rabbit hole just a little bit.
That's okay. Thank you. That was
Travis is on.
Oh, hi, Travis.
Travis said, watching a live stream with some of my family, including Emma, we just wanted to thank everyone so much for the support. We're truly grateful. We will never forget everyone's kindness. We hope to pay it forward in the future.
Oh, thank you.
So I actually,
Travis.
right after I calculated the numbers, I went downstairs and told Travis. And then I got out of there before he did something crazy like give me a hug. Because he wasn't feeling too well, and he's like, I would give you a hug. I'm like, well, I'm getting out of here before you do something silly.
Oh. Yeah, well, and we did on the 7th, I don't know if you saw on Instagram, we actually did a little walk around the parking lot, and that just felt so good to me. It just felt so good to be able to, it's like you're taking a stand. It's like, I can't do anything to change the situation. Like, I just can't. Like, we can't heal this person. We can't make it better. Like, money's not going to fix it. But standing up, going outside and saying, hey, I'm moving and caring about you. Like,
good vibes.
That was what felt the best to me when we had some balloons and everybody walked around together. And it was just like a little show of love. But that really, made me feel like, yes, we love you. Like, got this. So
Shauna asked, so would egg white protein be better for protein than, say, collagen? Yes.
Yes.
Unequivocally, yes.
Yep.
It may be a bit more expensive than collagen, but Yeah.
We do know that some people do have aversions to egg whites. So if you have problems with eggs, you probably already know that. And then
allergies.
Yeah, allergies. Yeah.
Aversion is a thing too.
Aversions.
Yeah.
I know we've been working with Max. He has problems with some eggs, and we don't know what it is. We haven't tested everything yet. I haven't taken him to the doctor. We just know that when he eats eggs, he gets sick. So we need to try whites, and we need to try the yolks by themselves and just see if that helps. But.
Keto Life Granny wants to know if we're going to low carb San Diego.
Oh.
I actually haven't seen the information for low carb San Diego to know when it is.
Yeah, we need to look
sure.
it up. I don't know when it is. Yeah.
Yep.
But
anyway.
we have gone to that one twice because California's closer for us.
Well, we went just to enjoy it the first time, and then we were sponsors of it this last time.
Yeah, we actually took our kids when we went the first time, and then they stayed in the hotel. We rented a house, and then we just went to the conference. So that's what we did the first time.
Yep. Maya says, isn't the lining of the egg 100% albumin? I don't know, actually.
Yeah, we should probably look that up.
Devin says, quick question, remind me again, what is the shelf life past the expiration date? So there isn't an expiration date on Keto Chow.
Best by date.
There's a best by date, which is the date at which we guarantee it will have the amount of vitamins that it says on the outside. Mm-hmm. When you get past that date, it will be, some of the vitamins will be oxidizing, although we put it in a really, really good oxygen barrier. And that actually brings us to another question that we wanted to tackle tonight. Let's see, it was Professor R on YouTube asked if the Keto Chow packaging is recyclable. Unfortunately, I don't have a good answer for that. I don't know about the recycling capabilities in your area. Around here, they only allow recycling of cardboard.
Yeah, we don't have any plastic recycling at all whatsoever.
Or glass. Actually, they do aluminum. I'm sorry. They do
aluminum cans, not like aluminum foil.
Yeah, you don't want food on it, but
they do cans.
And the packaging of Keto Chow, these guys, it's hard to tell, but you've actually got multiple layers in here. You have a foil barrier, which is why when it wrinkles, it stays wrinkled.
Yeah.
And that is what keeps the oxygen out, and the oxygen is what will ruin the vitamins. And so we actually use much more robust packaging than we really need to.
Or than is required.
Yeah. And we're in the process right now of testing to see if we can claim a 3-year shelf life. So it'll be interesting to see how that turns out. But so once you get past the best by date, at that point, just don't use it. My personal, as a consumer of Keto Chow, I go ahead and use Keto Chow that is past the best by date all the time.
Yeah.
But don't use it for your sole source of nutrition if it is past the best by date.
Yep. And it's not like it goes bad or rancid like a fresh food would.
Yeah.
It's the vitamins start to not be as potent as they were before. Yep. And it's a little bit difficult to explain. But
and if you're using it to cook and heating it up, well, that degrades the vitamins anyway.
Yeah, you're degrading.
There is a frequently asked question on our site about the best by date of Keto Chow. It's pretty easy to find that. And that actually explains it in much more detail.
If you like more words.
Words. Okay. Pamela says, hello from Maine.
Hello.
Maya says, Dr. Barry has a video about ground eggshells for calcium and protein.
Oh, yeah. We actually grind eggshells and give them to our chickens.
Well, we have. We haven't done it for a while.
I do it sometimes.
Rhonda says, I tried 1 tablespoon of whole egg powder today in cold coffee with pumpkin Keto Chow.
Nice.
Blended. It was delicious. We'll try with egg white protein tomorrow. Two Crazy Ketos recently published a video on how they do their coffee with eggs and Keto Chow.
Okay, cool. That's cool.
So, and butter.
That was what, yesterday or 2 days ago? Recently?
It was pretty recently, yeah. Shauna says, I tried so hard to hear all that. Egg white greater than collagen. Yes. Yes, Shauna. It's better than collagen.
You got it, girl.
It has more amino acids in it. It has the full range of amino acids that humans need, specifically lysine, among other ones. Let's see. Everyone's saying they love you too, Travis. China says, okay, it figures. I just got 2 cans of Vital Proteins at Costco. I'll finish those first. It's not bad to have collagen, especially if you're having issues with hair or nails.
Yeah. Well, I love adding collagen to Keto Chow. I do it all the time still.
Yep.
And I like to add it to my water and stuff. But I am I'm being careful to not have it in between meals because I want to have meals be meals. And since collagen has, what was the word I'm thinking of? Collagen isn't empty. It's not fasting. So I don't put it.
It has calories, yeah.
Yes, I'm sorry. It has calories.
That's the word you were looking for?
Yes.
Okay.
Collagen is not nothing.
Yes.
So I'm not having it with just plain water.
Yep.
I'm having it, with my food, with my drink, with my water, or in whatever I'm eating.
Carrie says he especially disliked those dates when he worked in retail.
Oh.
Yeah. Let's see. Aaron says, even if you have a city that has film recycling, that's what they call plastic bags, sometimes they won't take metal-lined bags.
Yeah.
So if the bag has a silver lining, it's probably not accepted.
Yeah, and that's probably the case.
Yep. Let's see. Alan says, we here in California now have to spread our food waste so it can be used as composting and not to go to landfill.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
actually a good idea.
That's a great idea.
To have it separated out. Mm-hmm. It is more effort. And if they have the infrastructure set up, I think that's actually a really good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Jason says, hello from East Texas.
Hey, I love Texas.
Kilo Life Granny says, I just looked up Low Carb San Diego, and it's the 25th to the 28th of August.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and you're a tentative breakout speaker. Good job.
Are we?
No, you are.
That was last year.
Oh, okay.
And it wasn't a tentative breakout speaker. I did do a breakout. I actually gave the same presentation that I gave at Keto Palooza, which was about the 100 days of keto.
So maybe she's looking at the wrong date.
Well, they tend to use the old one until they get the new stuff.
I gotcha.
So they were probably waiting until after Boca Raton to post the new one.
Gotcha.
TJ says, I guess I have a mental block about using Keto Chow as anything other than a smoothie shake. Can you liken Keto Chow to another product for reference? Protein powder, I guess. There are a lot of recipes that call for protein powder as one of the ingredients.
Can use that. One thing about Keto Chow has all those vitamins, nutrients, and minerals, and salt.
And acacia gum.
And acacia gum. Yeah. So it's going to cook differently than like a regular protein powder would. So if you just get a waffle recipe that says, make waffles with your protein powder, and then you add it in, it'll be a little bit saltier. That's the thing you'll notice the most than like a regular protein powder would be. Because a protein powder would make it sweeter, and ours, it's sweet and salty. So you just have to play with it if you want to cook with it. We have a lot of recipes on our site also. Yep. So if you want to try some we've already tried, then that's a good way.
Aaron says, yeah, Chris said it best, infrastructure is key. Mm-hmm. Pamela says, what good info. Didn't realize the egg white powder would be better than collagen. Well, and a little bit of that is our fault. When we launched the egg white protein.
Yeah, we didn't really talk about it very well.
We didn't, we didn't illustrate the why. We just, hey, Maria wanted a replacement one, and we said, great, here you go. You can make bread with it. But there are a lot of really cool uses for it.
I like how you can use it in recipes to kind of give more body, and you don't have to be putting a lot of other stuff in it. We actually made that Black Tie Kitchen's pizza recipe today, and I thought, I bet this would be good with a little bit of egg.
Probably would.
White powder. And granted, the Black Tie Kitchens does have some gluten in it, and you use some sugar to activate the yeast. So it was the weirdest thing ever. I'm like, why am I making bread like I used to? Like, I just feel so guilty, but it ended up being good. So.
And back to the egg white protein, we did redesign the packaging, and we're printing a new round of packaging.
that has more information on it for the second round.
We could actually put that information on the website right now, though.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Oh, we should have thought of that.
That's so smart.
I used to have a big face in between my teeth, by the way.
Now you have a little face. It's bigger than it used to be, though.
It is a little bigger than what it used
spread.
to be. Yep. JcBean says some collagen powders are a complete protein, but most or
Yep,
not.
and now you know it's going to say a good source of protein on the label.
Blue says, I consider Keto Chow a protein powder combined with a multivitamin.
That's what
along
we
with some
think
other
of it
stuff, but
as,
yeah.
That's a good way of saying it.
Yep.
Blue.
And we
Thank
do
you.
have the base powder, which is all of the special stuff that's in Keto Chow.
Except for the protein.
Except for the protein, sweetener, and flavor.
And flavor.
So you can add it to a protein of your choice. So when people are like, how does this compare to a protein powder? It's like, well, everything that's in the base powder isn't in the regular protein powder. Mad 4 Sacks says, I put 2 fresh eggs plus butter in my Keto Chow coffee.
Nice.
I have 19 chickens, so they're very fresh.
Oh, 19?
Don't put chickens in your Keto Chow.
How many eggs do you get a day? We have 7. And it's winter, so they're not laying as well. So we're getting like 3 eggs a day.
If we're lucky.
know,
Although
they're
we
sad.
went for
They went
period.
a couple weeks without laying, and then we got a bunch of double yolkers. I mean, a bunch. They were all like, okay,
I
I'm
think
ready.
they were all from the same chicken, too.
No, they were multiple. They were all the different kinds of chickens, but it was funny.
Aaron says, one of the things I can really appreciate about Keto Chow products is you take the time to do the sleuthing and gather the intel on the nutrition. Saves me a bunch of research time.
Yes, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Aaron.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, so we were talking earlier about the different, about the packaging of Keto Chow and everything like that.
Yes.
So, Brian had no, wait, that was a different one. Okay, Tim.
Okay.
So we have 2 sizes of Keto Chow. We have the individual packets, and we have the large bags, which we don't have one
That
up
I'm
here
not holding.
at all. What the heck? We don't have that at all. And the reason why we only have the 2 sizes is these are good for trying them out, seeing which ones you like, and then if it's not a limited edition one that we only have in the single packets, you can get a larger package.
For a better price.
Yeah, and the price per serving is a lot lower. But a lot of people have asked, why don't we have a 30 meal option or a 50 meal or a 10 meal option or something like that?
Yeah.
So we only have the 2 sizes because we wanted to keep down the cost of manufacturing and have that be a lower price for the end user, because we recognize that a lot of people are using this as their food. And so we want to try to make sure that we're minimizing prices. Having a 10 meal package or a 50 meal package or something like that
Would make it more expensive.
it would make it more expensive. And so Tim's question was, why is it 21 meals?
Yeah, because it makes sense.
That's a weird number.
It makes sense to be 30 because 30 would be like a month.
Yeah.
Well, this actually comes back to when we first started making Keto Chow, because if you looked at a week and there were 3 meals a day and you're 7 days, that's a week, that would be 21 meals.
Yep.
And so it became a 21 week bag, as we used to call them week bags.
Yeah, we still sometimes call them week bags.
We sometimes do. But that just made sense at the time. Like, it was a good start, a good place to go, and it actually is a really good size. If we did a 30, it would be a lot heavier.
And it would be more expensive. The cost per meal probably wouldn't be any lower. 21 is a really good sweet spot, and it fits exactly into a padded flat rate envelope.
Yeah, so
like, we've been able to
really well.
nail the shipping, the way that we ship them out. So yeah, that's why it's 21. And if we don't suggest or recommend or anything like that people do it 3 meals a day for 7 days. But the original design, why Keto Chow was created and the way that Keto Chow was created, it works so that you can do that if you really want to. And at first, we only had that size available.
Yeah, we never had the little ones, because the little ones actually cost more to make.
Quite a bit
than
more.
the big ones.
Yeah.
So.
In the bad old days, we would hire neighborhood teenagers to sit there with a scoop and measure it out into Ziploc bags.
Man.
And put a sticker on it, like super.
It was ghetto.
I've been told not to use that term.
I'm sorry. It was janky.
Yeah, janky works, right? Okay, so there you go. That's why we have the 21 meals, and that's why we only have the 2 sizes. So, also, one thing I didn't cover was that if we had a larger size and anything happened to the package, like it was damaged in transit, that's a lot more Keto Chow. Like if we had a 5-gallon bucket.
Yeah, and then it gets damaged.
It's like,
it's a lot of cost to the customer.
There's $300 worth of Keto Chow.
That's sad.
Just because UPS was dumb.
Well, UPS is not dumb. UPS is fine.
That's true. Okay.
Great.
All right. Maitreya says, I noticed gingerbread has a little hole in it. Yes, it does. You didn't want it with the holes, did you?
Yeah.
You don't like it with the
they
holes?
gave us an option, and we said, oh, that's cool. Because if we had like a thing that had hooks
They could
on
go on
it,
the
then
thing.
it would be cool. But then I'm like, well, we don't have that, so no.
But we could.
I know, but then we'd have to have that.
For you, I could be.
For you, I could be.
Give it a while. We might have all of them with holes. And anyway.
I don't know.
Let's see. Rita says, the only Keto Chow I've tried that I didn't like is the chicken soup. Add more salt, and you might change your mind. Or make it into the drop biscuits. If you haven't tried the drop biscuits, oh man, that recipe is nuts. It's off the rails. So anyway, but that's okay. It was Joe Husky. Dang it. He's like, I like all the flavors.
Tell us how to say your
Joe
last
H.
name.
He said, I like all the flavors, but I just don't like chocolate mint. And that's okay.
It's okay.
Aaron says, oh man, creamy chicken is my jam. I could live on that one.
Yeah, I like the chicken too a lot.
John says, I'm having a craving for a shake. Go figure. Tim says, I was just curious. I was talking smack. I wasn't talking smack.
Okay.
Where did you say that earlier?
I don't know. I wasn't
I'm not sure what
looking.
he's talking about.
I can't see that far away.
Sorry,
It's a
Tim.
little blurry.
Lisa says, I have a suggested flavor. Butterscotch.
Oh, butterscotch is yummy.
Now, I think the chocolate toffee tastes an awful lot like butterscotch
Yeah,
already.
it does. It's a little bit. I think it could have a little more butterscotch to it.
Yeah.
But then it would taste less chocolatey.
Where is Tim's comment?
I don't know. What?
Because someone else said, I thought that was a good question too. Oh, was this Tim? Oh, this is, yeah.
This is Tim?
I don't think it was a bad question.
No,
Actually,
it
it
was
was
a great
a good question.
Yeah, we just
So
wanted...
Tim, if that was your question that we were just answering,
Yeah.
that was a good question.
It's a great
That's why we
question.
included it here.
And we wanted to kind of
Yeah.
tell our little story about it. So
Yeah.
that was nice. Thank you. And it was a great question.
Okay.
No question is a stupid question.
Oh, there are stupid
Don't
questions.
say it.
Like, don't you think it's time you audited my return? Don't you think it's morally wrong to give me a warning when I was in fact speeding?
Stop it.
Mike says, here's a
No
suggestion on
question is a bad
myChow. Have an
question.
option to get delivery every 3 or 4 months. That way people like me could order the larger meal options and might save shipping for you. Just a thought. So you can't choose that yourself, but if you contact our customer service team, they can change
Oh, yeah, they can
myChow
change that.
to any
Duration.
cadence you want, any interval. So you could change it to
Yeah,
every
right.
75 days or every 3 weeks or every 3 months. But yeah, and we have to have it at, we can only offer the same unit. So it has to be like every 1 month or every 2 months. We can't say every 1 month or every 3 weeks or every 7 months. Like, it has to be all the same. So we're just like, okay, the options that are on the website is every month or every 2 months. But you can contact our team, and they can change it to anything you want.
Manually.
Yep.
And we're not trying to do that to make it difficult. We actually are trying to do it because we don't want it to be too difficult to edit the subscription.
Yeah.
I did just cancel a subscription with another company
Oh my gosh.
yesterday or something. And I was kind of bummed out that they had all this cool functionality, and then yet I couldn't actually cancel my subscription.
And it's because they had that turned off.
So they said, okay, cancel, email us. I'm like, okay, I'll email you, and I just feel like I don't want to be feeling stuck, because as soon as I feel like I can't cancel, then I want to cancel. So I was kind of frustrated. I'm like, okay, but after I emailed them, they emailed me right back with the link, and then they had questions so that they could, like improve and stuff. So I thought that was good.
Except they asked you like 5 times. Are you sure you want to cancel?
No,
You're
it
like,
was
yes.
only 3 times.
Whatever.
But I did like how they had like the feedback questions in there, but you could have had that on the cancel subscription section. So
Which we do.
I know, but they could have, but they didn't.
Oh, yes, you're right.
I had to email to do it. But there have been other places I've canceled subscriptions that were a lot harder. So
Yeah, some of them only allow you to cancel via
that was still
text.
a pretty okay experience. I just wished it was even easier.
Maya says, holy cow, salted caramel with coconut manna. Warm.
Oh,
so yummy.
nice, yeah.
Pamela says, I made custard with gingerbread first time. I've had Keto Chow. Love it. That's an
Nice.
interesting way to try it for the first time.
Yeah. I had hot gingerbread for lunch today. It was yummy.
Let's see. Maya says, then we'd all have gone pegboards in our houses.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, so you could put the little thing on there.
Shauna says, daydreaming about someday having large bags of caramel macchiato again. I actually talked to them about that today. I went down there and did a bunch of tests. And I don't have a date. They are working on the chocolate peanut butter in large bags, though. So it's coming. Mm-hmm. I think the problem was they thought that they had the fix ready to go for the caramel macchiato, but there was some confusion. And then, like, a whole bunch of their team is out with COVID right now.
Well,
Like, so many.
That seems like the story of our lives right now.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Oh, well.
Anyway, Maya says I need to get a big bag of chicken soup. So many recipes to try.
Yes.
And now the chicken soup,
is great.
the savory chicken soup, and the other 3 savories, those are seasonal. Mm-hmm. We restock them in the fall with a good amount, but they will sell out. And once they're out of stock, we won't be restocking them until the fall.
We do have the individual singles, but when those run out, and then we won't have them until the fall again. So if there are big bags available, which I'm not sure if they are.
I think we're out of stock on the beef soup base.
I'm not sure.
Or we're really close to being.
But if we have them, you should snag it if you want one, because it's cold right now.
And Meg says I make the chicken soup into chaffles, and it's my bread.
That's what I do too. It's
delicious.
It's really good. In fact, one of our non-keto twinners, kids, she
really likes
the
the
savories
savory
better
ones.
than the sweet ones.
Yep.
So it's good for her.
Let's see. Maya says I need to get a big bag of chicken. So many recipes to try. And Rita says I haven't tried the biscuits. Gonna have to look that one up.
Yes, do Rita.
Mike says chocolate mint is not my favorite either, but I like it as ice cream with extra cocoa
isn't
powder.
that interesting? That's so funny. I'm glad you like it that way.
Oh, and Tim says that was his question.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
So you're not just a Tim, you're the Tim.
You're the Tim.
Okay. Ethel says,
Thank you for the question. That was nice.
Ethel wants to know, can you use a different flour than almond flour in the drop biscuits? I've never tried it with anything else.
Yeah, I haven't tried it. It's interesting to play with the egg protein. And I have noticed that coconut flour, it's not the same definitely as almond flour, but occasionally you can change it out for that. You could try it if you want. I don't know if it would work. We haven't tried it.
Now, Megan asked a question about using egg white powder substitute in the drop biscuits. I've never used the egg white as a substitute in the drop biscuits, so I'm actually not sure what you're asking.
Yes, you have. You've used the egg white.
Oh my gosh.
In the drop
Yes, I have. Holy cow. I thought you were talking about in place of the almond flour. Sorry, the earlier question. Okay, so Miriam, you know the answer to this question because you researched this a lot with Carrie Brown.
Yes, but I can't remember.
So in the drop biscuit recipe, which Lynette helpfully put a link into the
Lynette.
chat.
Pull it up.
Okay, so it asks for a half cup of almond flour, blah, 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 4 large egg whites whisked with a fork. Or use dried egg whites instead. So that would be 4 tablespoons of Keto Chow dried egg whites with a half cup of water.
Now, with our egg white protein, it does take a minute to reconstitute. So
Yes.
what you'll want to do is just take your water and your egg white, mix it up, and set it on the counter for 5 minutes while you're gathering your other ingredients, because it needs to reconstitute before you can do what you need to do.
Yeah, so that's now number one. I am sorry, I was completely aloof. Anyway, so yeah, you mix it up and let it sit for a bit, and then you can use it in place of that. So,
Yep. But it's a little bit different. Like, I'm not lying or anything. It is like more spongy. It's more like the loaf of bread. It's not the same as the loaf of bread. It's not. Yeah, I don't know. It's like eggy and like a little bit like the protein bread. But the other one, it's like more flaky, I guess.
Yep.
With the almond flour, I guess the other one has almond flour too, but with the regular egg whites.
Yep. Shauna says frequency. Yes, cadence, frequency. There you go.
Yeah.
JcBean says, random question about the tomato basil. I had an expired one like 18 months. Did not enjoy it. But that's weird since I love all tomato soups. Okay, so the reason why you think the tomato basil tastes like that is because it has beef protein and it has beef
bone broth
protein, which gives it kind of a roasted bone flavor.
Yeah, so it's not overly tomato-y. You can easily add more tomato, but I think the thing is, like, tomatoes are higher in carbs.
They are.
And so we were trying to get it so that you can add to it, but you can't take it away.
Yeah,
so,
if we included it in there, you wouldn't be able to take it out. And already the tomato basil had the highest net carb count of any flavor.
The Keto Chow.
And adding the tomato in there, the powdered tomato, really increased the price as well.
Yeah.
And so we thought, you know what? Let's get it to a good enough flavor. And then if people want more tomato, they can add it. My personal favorite way to do the tomato basil is to make it into chaffles and use it for pizza crust.
I love it as chaffles.
Yep.
So yummy.
Mike says, cool. I might do that and switch to every 4 months for the 90 meal plan.
That'd be perfect. Yeah.
Heather says, loving custard made with Keto Chow. Water, eggs, skinny syrup, and Keto Chow. New favorite treat to have on hand.
Yes.
Patty says, I love how the flavor profiles change with days. I don't like Irish cream after first overnight. Too much whiskey flavor for me. 2 days later, I loved it. The flavors finally merged.
Yeah, isn't that interesting? Like, I actually like it too when it's been sitting for a couple of days in the fridge. So, yeah.
Aaron this is actually a good question. Is it your experience that some chow mixes up differently than others? Made in eggnog.
Oh.
A pack that's admittedly from 2020, and it takes a lot of mixing and overnight to get on the Olympic.
We can tell you exactly why that one is that way.
And it's specifically eggnog.
It's specifically eggnog.
So you might notice that the mixing instructions for Keto Chow say to use warm water. That was specifically because of that batch of eggnog, among other issues.
Which, it's not wrong, it's not broken.
No. In fact, what it was is, you may have noticed that the Keto Chow egg white protein has lecithin in it. That's called instantized. It allows for better mixing. It slows down how quickly the dry powder, absorbs water. Because if it absorbs it too fast, you end up with clumps. So dry in the center and wet on the outside with a skin that won't ever go away.
Yeah.
But if you coat that with lecithin, which is a good source of choline, by the way, it's part of oil. It's like an extract from oil. It slows down how quickly it absorbs and it allows it to mix better. For a time, we were using a milk protein isolate that wasn't lecithinated. It wasn't instantized. And it tasted better. Like, most people, Miriam couldn't tell the difference, but I could tell the difference. And I'm like, this tastes better.
Yeah, that milk protein was better, but the user experience wasn't very good.
There's actually, if you search for clumping Keto Chow, you'll find the FAQ that talks about ways that you can solve that. And yeah, using warm water is the #1 thing, but you can also just use a blender. And if you're mixing it up with butter, you have to use a blender anyway. But yeah, It does take more mixing. So yeah, I feel your pain.
Well, and that batch wasn't super big, so I think most of it is gone. Like you're saying, it was from 2020, so
yeah.
it probably had a best by date of 2020.
Yes.
So it was actually from before then. But it still works fine. It tastes fine. It's good. It just doesn't have that lecithin, and so that's why the mixing was difficult.
Yep. I actually was at a performance with my kids with a thing of eggnog.
And we're like, what?
And it didn't. It was clumpy.
It's so
and I had to sit there and just shake it like crazy. And
during the applause.
Yeah, it was hilarious. Anyway, Maya says, I'm with you, Miriam. I feel tricked if it's a pain to cancel.
Yeah.
Well, one of the guiding principles we've always tried to do is we want to run our business the way that we
want to be treated
as customers ourselves. Mm-hmm. So I got an email today from Klarna telling us, hey, we could increase our number of sales if we did buy now, pay later. And I just ignored the email and deleted it because we don't use those payment things like Klarna or Sezzle, things like that, because we view it as a predatory sales tactic. It's trying to convince people who cannot afford to buy a product to buy it now and pay for it later. And if you can't afford Keto Chow right now,
we don't want you to buy it.
Please don't.
Yeah. And another thing that bugs me is when I can't figure out where to put a coupon code. I'm like, they gave me this coupon code in my email, and I go to use it, and then I keep thinking, okay, it'll be on the next screen. It'll be on the next screen, but it's still always check out, check out, check out, check out. And then I'm like, oh, I'm checked out. Thank you. I never saw the where to put the coupon. So I've actually emailed them right away and said, hey, I couldn't figure out where to put the coupon code. And they're like, sorry.
Yeah, we can't cancel.
Well, and then it makes me feel dumb. And I'm like, I don't want to feel dumb. I really did look over the pages. I don't know how I missed it. I tried. And now the whole reason why I came to this was because I'm like, oh, I really like that. I'm going to save some money. Running. I know, I put it on there so that we could see it.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, it's just frustrating, and I just wish that, there's a customer service person to be like, oh, you know what? I can fix that for you.
So maybe we could increase the number of orders that we got making it difficult to cancel a subscription, making it hard to cancel an order in the middle of the night. Did you know that if you place an order in the middle of the night, when we're not actively shipping orders, your email should have a cancel button on it. Or you can log into your account and there's a cancel button. But maybe we could increase the number of orders, but I don't think it'd be worth it.
Yeah.
So
we just want it to be a good experience.
Because we didn't make Keto Chow to make money. Like if that was the goal, we did it all wrong. Anyway. Okay. Amy is on. Says you made it home safely. Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Mike says, what is the name for a subscription phobia? I don't know.
There's probably a name for it.
Well, we actually get that question a lot of times. When we first were running the witch ad, people were like, is this a subscription that I can't cancel? And we'd be like, no. This is a one-time purchase. We believe that if a product is amazing, and we think that Keto Chow is, that you'll want to come back and buy it. You'll be like, oh, I gotta have that. And so it's very clearly delineated if something is a subscription or not. So, anyway, Blue says, yeah, Skillshare's charged me an annual subscription after a free trial expired. And it doesn't seem like they will refund any of it.
Darn it.
Aaron says, oh no, I knew I should have ordered more savory chicken on Black Friday.
Oh man.
Aaron says, preparation does make a difference. Some flavors I don't like cold, I do like hot.
Yeah, me too, yeah.
Maya says, some call me Tim? That's a quote from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. He's the guy who takes them to see the rabbit.
Oh, and what is your name?
Yeah, and he has the horns and he shoots fire out of his staff. Yes, I know where to find the most holy grail. Shauna says, I've made the Keto Chow savory chaffles, changing out the almond flour for pork rind crumbs.
Oh,
for less nut flour. That's a good idea.
And Porking Good has yummy pork rinds.
Caboodle Bry is on, and
Hi.
Lynette posted the biscuit recipe to Facebook.
Thank you, Lynette.
He says, since I am allergic, we substitute pork panko 1-to-1 for almond flour when making the drop biscuits.
Thank you.
That's fantastic.
We appreciate that.
We should put that in the recipe.
We should. Let's write that down. Too bad I don't have a pen.
Mike says there's a lady who did a video with Keto Chow drop biscuits with that power flour, the flour made from dried ground up PSMF bread.
Right.
She said it was amazing.
Yes, that would be great.
Let's see. Megan says, yeah, that's what I need to know about the reconstitution of the powder. I'm sorry I didn't get what you were saying at first. I was like, what are you talking about, crazy lady?
It's because you thought she was meaning replace the almond flour with egg protein.
I did.
So you weren't completely crazy.
Marie says if you're going to substitute
crazy.
coconut flour, use 1/3 of what it calls for in the almond flour.
Yeah.
Nice. Erin says Indigo Neely has a bunch of PSMF bread videos where she experiments with variations using egg white powder that might be interesting with those who want Keto Chow egg white powder in a bread recipe.
Yeah,
yes,
that'd be
she
cool.
does. Kimberly is saying hi, Travis, Emma, and the rest of the family. Maya says the tomato basil is so rich. The chili was amazing.
Oh,
yeah,
good.
Joe's chili
Yeah, I
recipe
like that
that
chili.
uses it. If you go on the Keto Chow Keto Chow site and look for the recipes page
Yes.
and type in chili, you'll find it. It's great.
It's really
Shauna
good.
says she likes your Harry Potter earrings.
Oh, thank you. They're actually not Harry Potter earrings. They're just lightnings.
No, those are Harry
And
Potter.
I decided to have them be Harry Potter earrings.
Lisa says, I just added a little allulose and actually my tomato basil soup tonight to stimulate the sweetness and zing of tomatoes. It was really
Oh,
good.
yeah. That's awesome.
He says, my favorite thing to do with the creamy tomato basil is to make barbecue sauce.
Oh, right.
We have some of that in our fridge downstairs.
Yeah, we do.
Lisa says, apple cider vinegar, not actuary. JcBean says, I got it. It wasn't bad. I just wanted to love it. I just liked it. Wanted to be sure it wasn't an age thing. Thanks, guys. And yes, I go into maintenance in August, September because of my tomato consumption.
Oh, yeah.
Ha! That's funny. Maya says, I'm so addicted to the G's Hughes sugar-free barbecue. I don't know if I'll ever try another.
Hey, if you got something
What's
you
their
like,
names? Baby Ray's
has a sugar-free that
has
we
a
like.
sugar-free that's fan-freaking-tastic.
Yeah, we like it.
Oh, Juliana says,
Hi,
JcBean.
JcBean.
Hi, my name is Juliana, and I'm addicted to heirloom tomatoes. Mike says, I bought a pound of sunflower lecithin. I want to experiment with it.
Nice. I was just going to say, the first thing about conquering addiction is noticing you have one.
Acknowledging you have a problem.
Acknowledging a problem.
Maya says that she's out of gingerbread. I might have to break down and use my store credit before it's gone.
Yeah, it's actually getting a little low, I think. I haven't looked, but I know before we left
turn
it
on
was...
caps lock?
Yeah. I don't know. What?
In the
In the G section?
In the G section.
There we go. Oh, yeah, see.
It's down
it
to
is
about a
little
quarter.
Low. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe
Aaron
we
says,
should get some more.
Yeah.
Because when
Aaron
it's
says,
gone, it's really
I
gone.
always mix my chow in a blender bottle with hot liquid, and it always comes together. Eggnog
Yes.
just takes a little longer than the rest.
Yep. That's what we noticed. And it was just that one batch. So,
Shauna says because they live in Napa Valley, they like grape tomatoes because they like grape things there.
yeah.
Lisa says I just added allulose and apple cider vinegar to my tomato basil tonight to
Nice.
simulate the sweetness and zing of real tomatoes. There
Yes, that is great.
you go. Shauna says I have individual bags of gingerbread to a large bag and a half now. Okay.
Oh, perfect.
Maya says one of the things I love about Keto Chow is the integrity of the company. Truly appreciate feeling like a human being and not a commodity.
Yay. Thank you.
I'm pretty sure we have a Maya on the shelf that we. Oh no, that's she's not the commodity. I do have a Napoleon Dynamite on my shelf though.
If Maya was on my shelf, we would go to lunch.
Oh, what the heck!
Let's go get some wings.
You've got
Maya.
a Han Solo encased in carbonite.
Yeah, I do.
Aaron says, besides chocolate mint, anyone have any tips on what flavors make the best ice cream? I really like lemon.
Yeah, you do like lemon. I actually really like the guava grapefruit as ice cream. I don't know why, but I do. And I like the lime as the key lime. I like that one too.
Okay.
And all the chocolates.
Strong
and I can keep
says,
going.
I agree about not being able to find coupon codes and feeling dumb and frustrated. When we launched the new design on our website, one of the
Yeah.
things I was like, wait, where do we put the coupon code and the? So I found a add-on that puts the coupon code box on the like shopping cart and everywhere, so that it's a lot easier to find.
Yeah, it's great. And we don't have the problem with the 2 places anymore.
Yep.
That was a pain in the butt.
Let's see. Kimberly says, did you make it to the beach before heading to the airport?
Yes, we
Yes,
did.
we did. We actually had quite a bit of time, and so yeah, we
even changed into our swimsuits.
Yeah, we did.
And
it was totally worth it.
I only brought that swimming suit because I thought if we were going to be out, it would be in the sun for a long time. So I had leggings on and a long sleeve swimsuit. So I'm like, I didn't even get any vitamin D.
Your feet and your hands and your face.
I actually have more skin showing today than I did when we were on the beach.
Well, it's funny. Miriam went off, and I'm like, I don't want to get a sunburn.
And I'm like,
so I sat in the shade.
I want the sun to find me.
And I was just sitting there. I was like, I'm going to lay down. So I put my hat on the ground and laid down. I'm like, this is nice. And then wind came along and filled my hair with sand. We got home and I'm like, oh my gosh.
I didn't get any sand in my hair, but I got sand in my pants.
Rhonda says, I was doing homework with a 7-year-old grandson. Missed a lot. Maya says, I knew Chris would get the Tim reference. Of course I would. Let's see. He says, I also like to make giant drop biscuits and use them for sandwich buns.
We've actually done that before quite a bit. We'll make biscuits and gravy for breakfast when we're camping, and then if we have any leftover, we'll just cut them and make sandwiches.
Christy Davis says, I was dying for some yummy hot chocolate last night, so I made some chocolate mint with an extra scoop of chocolate collagen and heated up a cup at a time and made my cold night so much better.
That's so awesome. How are you doing, Christy? We've been thinking about you. Yay.
He says, so it's in your fridge, but what did you think of it? Are you a fan? I really like our fridge. I think it's really nice.
I do like our fridge too. It doesn't have a water dispenser thing. We decided we didn't want one of those because it only came with the inside. That's stupid to me. Like, I want to open the fridge to get water and go bzzz, and then have it spill on the inside of the fridge. Like, I don't know. I thought that was dumb.
I love trolling Heath. Mike says, Christy Davis recently posted a recipe for basically egg wraps using your egg white powder. She named it tortillas.
Yeah.
Mine reminded me more of crepes. They're really good. Wait them with chalk syrup. Is that the one that she was like putting on top of the burner?
I think so,
okay.
Unless she was doing that with actual egg wraps. I know she did that. We do have a recipe for like a tortilla. I don't know what it's called actually. It might be called just a wrap in the 14-day keto kickstart. If you wanted to check ours out too. I don't know if it's similar to Christy's, but I'm glad that she did that. That's fun.
Yep.
That's awesome.
GB says, now they got the PSMF bread, tomato sandwiches next summer. Hashtag game changer.
Yes, and dip it into some tomato soup.
Marie stopped for gas, so she'll finish her thought on using coconut flour in the drop biscuits. I was thinking that since it's denser, it may come out a bit more like an English muffin than a biscuit.
Yeah.
Amy says, what the hold up? Did you say there's a recipe, Keto Chow barbecue sauce? Hungry Heath has it. I believe it's on his YouTube channel, I think.
Yeah.
Because I decided.
Yeah, because I decided.
GGB says, frozen lemonade Keto Chow and tomato sandwiches. Stop it. I'm drooling. Maya says, yay, lunch with Miriam. Now I have to come to Keto Salt Lake.
Right. Let's go.
Denise wants to know what Dr. Barry's affiliate code is. So it's an affiliate link. You actually have to go to one of his videos.
Yep, and find it.
And find the link.
Have we read all these yet?
No, we haven't. I'm trying to get through some of these comments. Jujubee says, I may or may not have a tiny 2-inch tall mini heirloom tomato plant growing in my living room, AeroGarden, right now. You do have a problem.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute.
Aaron says, sand in the pants. Florida's a perilous place.
Yeah.
He says, jerk.
Awesome.
You know you love me.
It was totally worth it going home on the airplane with sand in my clothes because I was happy.
Christy Davis says, I'm doing great. I'm home and the baby's doing good. Just a little sleep deprived.
Well, that's how it is. But I'm glad that you're doing good. And
Aaron says, I love to put a stick of chocolate element electrolytes in any of the chocolatey
Oh, that's a good idea.
Lynette posted a link on YouTube to Heath's
thanks, Lynette.
Keto Chow barbecue sauce. Barbara says, I don't know what it's called, what you're saying typed on the screen, but thank you for that. I can watch your live stream without interrupting my husband when he's watching TV in the same room. Oh,
nice.
So yeah, Facebook auto captions.
Oh, okay.
And sometimes it does a good job.
Probably does a
Sometimes
good
it
job.
doesn't.
Yeah, auto caption. And then YouTube, you can put on closed captioning if you want to. And I always forget about that because I was thinking today when
You always tend to turn it on, and I'm like, why do you have closed captioning?
I only accidentally turn it on. But it's nice to be able to turn it on if you are somewhere and you don't have headphones. So yeah.
That's true. Okay. Betty had a question about mixing.
Okay.
When using butter, does all the water that you're mixing it with need to be warm?
All the water?
So to answer this question, I'll actually
okay.
refer you to Two Crazy Ketos has a video on using a blender to make Keto Chow ice cream with butter. So in that, they mix up, they use a little bit of water with melted butter and the Keto Chow, and they get that mixed up, and then they add a bunch of ice.
Okay.
So once the water is mixed with once some of the water is mixed with the butter, you could use cold water, but it's difficult to do that unless you're using a blender. Practically, it's best to use all of the water that's slightly warmer than the melting temperature of butter.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I noticed too, if you end up making it warm and getting it to mix really well together, but if you want to drink it cold, I just don't put all the water in at the same time. Like put it almost up to the top, but maybe leave yourself this much of a space. And then when it's all mixed really well, just throw a handful of ice cubes in it, shake it, and then drink it.
Now here's another interesting thing that the question may be related to. We recommend that after you mix up Keto Chow, you let it sit for like 30 minutes. If you use warm or hot water, you don't need to wait at all. The only reason we recommend that is because with cold water, it takes a while for all the electrolytes and the vitamins to dissolve. So for the first like 5 minutes, it tastes really weird. At least in my opinion.
Well, and
some people think it tastes
not really
fine.
weird. It's just like we were talking about earlier.
It tastes like you're eating a Flintstones vitamin.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
When the flavors all mix together, it tastes better. That's why we recommend leaving it. But you can drink it right away, and it doesn't taste like a Flintstones vitamin.
If you mix it up cold. Now, if you mix it up hot, which is what I'm getting to, let's say you're making chocolate Keto Chow. You're using a blender, you're using melted butter, and you're using hot water. And you pour 2 into blender bottles, and you're like, I have another one here. And it smells so good. It smells like delicious hot chocolate. You can go ahead and drink it right away. You don't have to let it cool off.
It's hot
Keto Chow made with butter. It's like the best hot chocolate you're going to have.
I had gingerbread hot today. It was so good.
Gingerbread hot is really good.
So good.
Okay.
Mixed with butter.
So there you go. JcBean had a good question about the myChow surprise box. And so if we do the myChow surprise box, and say, for instance, they don't like the guava grapefruit, can someone add a note to their order saying, please don't give me such and such flavor?
So that's a good question. I have an answer.
Okay.
The reason why it's a surprise is because we have them kitted together ahead of time. We could give you the deeper discount because we don't have to go kit them every day as orders come in. We can just have a stack of them
build a giant
already
pile
prepared.
of them.
Our sample monkeys, as we call our warehouse workers, we'll have them all prepared for us, and then our shipper can just grab it and then send it off. So that's why it would be nice. And typically with orders, we have been able to do that sort of thing, but with the surprise box, we can't.
Yep. So the simple answer is no. Thanks for asking. Though.
I'm sorry.
There's no variation. There's no customization on the myChow surprise kit, but we do have the myChow kit that's configurable. You can configure any way you want. And that'll give you 15% off, which is one of the reasons why we discontinued doing the flavor of the week, because, well, the myChow kit is a better discount than the flavor of the week was, which was 10% off.
Yeah, and myChow surprise is 20%. Another thing you can think about too is if you get a flavor that you don't like or think you're not going to like, you may discover you like it as something
It's
else.
true.
You might like it hot, you might like it cold, you might like it in a recipe, you might like it as a cookie or a cake or something else. So maybe if you get a flavor that you think you're not going to like, try it as in a different form, and you might discover you like it.
We had a lot of people who got banana with our previous surprise box. They're like, I didn't think I was going to like banana. I really like banana now.
Well, and really, like, almost every flavor tastes good as a chaffle. I mean, chaffle's just
true.
Win, 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 win.
I have never had a flavor as a chaffle that I didn't like.
The beef,
savory ones,
the
the
chicken,
sweet ones.
the tomato, taco, every flavor is yummy.
It's the single thing that unites everything
yummy.
together.
Chaffles. Pistachio make the cutest chaffles, though.
Well, lime look exactly the same.
Also, lime make the cutest chaffles.
Okay.
Because they're so green and cute.
JcBean says, but Chris, when there's 8 inches of snow on the ground, teeny tiny grape tomatoes in February make me feel like a superhero, and plants clean the air.
That's right. You can breathe in your house.
Mike says, I had to turn up the volume because my wife is making Ninja Creamy ice cream downstairs. Hashtag first world problems.
Right.
Our neighbor across the street came over, and I'm like, have you tried the Ninja Creamy ice cream yet?
She's like, what's a Ninja Creamy?
What are you talking about? I'm like, see that thing over there that looks like a coffee maker, but it's not a coffee maker? So we had her try it. Maya says, Juliana, you're so right. Luke is on. Hi, Luke.
Hi, Luke.
We were just talking about Han Solo.
Yeah, we were.
Aaron says, yeah, I eat hot chow just about right away.
Yeah, it's so good.
Let's see. Maya says, oh, yeah, they're talking about back and forth. Shauna says, hot keto chow is life. And now you can drink it right away while it's still hot, or you can put it in the fridge and a couple days later heat it up. Yep.
Yeah. The gingerbread that Chris made was from before our trip.
It was 8 or 9 days old.
Yeah, it was longer than we usually leave it, but I wanted it, and it didn't taste bad, so it was fine.
Amy says, I used half chocolate toffee and half salted caramel in the egg pudding and topped it with crumbled high-heat chocolate chip
That sounds
cookies.
Amazing.
Patty says, warm chocolate keto chow sounds delicious.
Nice.
Debbie says, hi, bears. We're just getting over COVID. Grateful for keto chow. JcBean says, nope. Don't like something, don't order a surprise. I said it for you.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, Luke says the blower fan stopped working.
Oh, no, that's not good.
Melissa says warm chocolate peanut butter is so good. Whereas today I had chocolate peanut butter in the Ninja Creamy. That's what I had for breakfast.
15 degrees, so you should have ice cream.
Tim says the surprise box changes every month. Yes, it does.
Yes,
and
it does.
because we have 4 different sizes, all 4 are slightly different. The 60 is a superset of the 30, and a 90 is a superset of the 60, I think. But the 20 meal
is its own thing.
Is its own thing.
Yeah.
Yep. Mike says you might like it on a train. You might like it on a plane.
That's right.
We got to ride the Dr. Seuss ride when we were at Universal Studios.
Dr. Seuss ride. That was really cute.
Maya says, my husband is a banana addict. He loves it. He says it tastes like Laffy Taffy.
Yes, that's awesome.
Melissa says, banana pudding. Need I say more? Joe, with 2 Crazy Ketos, has a banana pie recipe.
Did we make that yet?
We haven't yet. We haven't had a chance to.
Let's make it tomorrow for dinner.
Yep. Blue says, you can, however, set your surprise kit to mail out later in the month and look for an unboxing to tell what's in it and cancel or delay or skip if you don't want the flavors included.
That's a good point.
Tanya D says, all this talk about keto chow. I just placed an order. Yes. Welcome, Tanya. That's awesome. Let's see. Lots of people saying hi to Kabul Bry. He's on.
Yay.
Okay, let's see. Julie, this is actually a really good question.
Okay.
Julie had a question about the total carb count in keto chow and says that they don't usually subtract fiber. So let's talk about Acacia Gum.
Okay, Acacia Gum, it is an emulsifier. It is our fiber. The reason why we like it so much is because when you put all the things together and you mix it all up, it keeps things in suspension.
Like butter. We were talking about melted butter.
Yeah, like the butter. And we had somebody asked a couple of days ago, why things separate, but it doesn't separate like you would think. Usually it just separates kind of by color, but it doesn't give you like a film layer of butter on the top because the acacia gum holds it in suspension. It's really, really cool. So acacia gum also changes into short chain.
Yeah, so you can digest acacia gum, but the bacteria in your intestines can't.
Your intestines love acacia fiber.
And when the bacteria in your intestines digest it,
they told me,
they break it down into short chain fats, like Miriam was just talking about.
Yeah.
And your gut lining loves these short chain fats. In fact, it eats most of what comes in because it just doesn't want to give it up. It's like never going to give you up, never going to let you down. And that's actually one of the reasons why, if you look up acacia gum on Amazon, one of the things that it's recommended for, or the search terms that they target, is irritable bowel syndrome and leaky gut. So
yeah, because it really helps.
I put in, if you're watching this during our live stream, I put a link in the chat to our Acacia Gum features and benefits page. If you just search for Acacia Gum Keto Chow, you'll find this. And it just talks about what Acacia Gum is. Hey, it's gum Arabic. It's actually sap from acacia trees.
Oh, okay.
And it has some really interesting things to it, but it is a fiber up. There was actually about a year that just ended recently where the FDA did not allow us to classify acacia gum as a fiber. So on some of the packages of Keto Chow,
most of the bags we have right now.
Yeah.
And you have right now.
It will have a total carb count of, say, for instance.
Yeah, it's right here.
Yeah, gingerbread. I can't read that close.
You can.
This has a total carbs of 8 grams. And if you actually look down at the bottom, and there's a yellow section that says 7.97 grams of total carbs. That's 8 grams. With 6.57 grams of total fiber. And that's including the acacia gum and the xanthan gum.
Equals 1.4 grams net carbs.
Now, the gingerbread has a higher net carb count, right here, than a lot of the other flavors. That's simply because of the spices that are in it. We have actual, nutmeg and ginger.
Add cinnamon, I think.
Ginger, cinnamon, allspice, cloves. Yeah. Incidentally, because we have those real spices,
not fake spices,
we have to put a California Proposition 65 warning on the gingerbread.
Isn't that funny?
Because stuff that grows in the ground, if it's a plant, it will pick up small amounts of lead. We're talking a very, very small amount. And if you take the amount and you have 1,000 times that, that is what California identifies as could cause reproductive harm, like birth defects. So don't eat 1,000 Keto Chows that have cinnamon in it, because that cinnamon could give you too much lead.
Yep. Well, we know that those,
That's Proposition 65. We're required by law to notify residents of California about that. But back to acacia gum. So yeah, it is a fiber. And of all of the fibers out there, it's not like we're using a sticky fiber that's sweet and saying, oh yeah, our net carbs are super low and we're using that as the sweetener. We're not playing a game with fiber. We're using acacia gum because it actually does provide serious benefits to your gut biome.
Yeah.
Did you want to say
I was agreeing with you.
Okay. And so, yeah, of all of the fibers that are out there, acacia gum is one that a lot of keto influencers will agree is a legitimate fiber that you can subtract from the total carbs, even if you're doing total carbs. Now, if you found that counting total carbs instead of net carbs is your road to success,
then that's the best road for you.
do
for
that.
sure.
Please do that.
And we also encourage you to keep a total carb cap in your brain anyway, even if you're using net carbs, because we don't want people to fall under the play fiber game.
And sometimes
problem.
like sugar alcohols, yeah, sure, the net carbs, but depending on the sugar alcohol, especially maltitol, oh my gosh. I think we all have to make that mistake.
Yeah.
You're at Walmart, you see the Russell Stover sugar-free candy. You're like, sweet! And the first ingredient is maltitol.
That's okay.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, so there you go. That's Acacia Gum. We do use it, and we subtract it from the total carbs. A lot of people do. If you choose not to, hey, that's fine.
Yep.
You're at around
anyway.
Most Keto Chows are around
About
7 or 8.
This one's higher.
Yeah, this
They're
one.
about 7
This one
total.
is 8 total carbs. You could still do 3 a day and be under 30. So that's my thing telling me it's time to go to bed.
Okay.
DH says, do you get 20 different flavors with a 20 meal surprise subscription? It's not 20 different flavors. There's usually...
There is a variety.
There's between 1 and 4 of each flavor.
Yeah.
Would be the best way to do it. Randy says, Indigo Nelia is doing a Keto Chow giveaway. I didn't know we'd sent that to her. That's awesome.
Lynette's got this.
Yeah, she does. Let's see. People saying hi to Dennis and
Hi,
Randy.
Dennis.
Blue Dove says not fully 20 separate flavors. It's usually 2 or 3 of each flavor. There you go.
Thanks, Blue Dove. You should be on our
Mike
customer
says,
service team.
happy bacteria, happy life, happy wife.
Right? Right.
Maya says, really, Chris? A Rickroll? What was it? It was Wreck-It Ralph 2. At the end, they said, stay tuned for a special preview of Frozen 2. And it was Wreck-It Ralph singing, Never Gonna Give You Up.
I think I remember that.
It was totally a Rickroll. I made you go back. I'm like, no, you missed the end. We were on an airplane. And I made you go back and watch it. It was hilarious. Anyway.
Funny. Usually I watch to the end of credits, but not on there.
Stwong says, I ordered Acacia Gum and started adding it to my meals today based on what you said one of your lives a few days ago. Having bathroom issues with beef, butter, bacon, eggs, and Keto Chow Challenge. That is a good way to do it. You can also add beef gelatin.
Gelatin.
A lot of people have found success adding like a
help.
teaspoon of beef gelatin.
Per serving.
Yep. It works best if you put it into cold water and let it soak up or bloom and then mix it in.
Yep. Unless you want it to be like Jell-O, which Holly likes, and then you use a tablespoon, and then you just clump the whole thing out. And it's like...
Sherry says, I just tried Keto Chow in my creamy. 1 packet, 2 eggs, and a tablespoon of ghee. Add water. So yummy.
Nice, Sherry.
Let's see. JcBean says the entire state of California is known to cause cancer. That's right.
That's true. That's where I came from.
Mike says, just think of all the millions of lives that California has saved with all their warning labels. Oh, wait. Nobody is saved by a warning label to protect you against plants. The idea is they wanted manufacturers who were adding stuff that caused problems to take it out. The problem is literally what we have in Keto Chow that's causing problems is cinnamon.
It's the natural things that are,
Anyway.
Yeah, it's okay.
Maya says, Pamela, that's why I love the live streams. Then it says, night, night, guys. Let's see. JcBean says, Lynette's the bomb.
She is.
Okay, let's see. Patty says, 5 Keto Chows made, 1 blender bottle, because I'm transferring them to my new creamy pints.
Yes, Patty.
Let's see. Jeannie says, I agree. One I didn't care for, I made into pudding. Found myself reordering the ones I didn't like at first.
Isn't that interesting? Like, I feel like that. Because I think the same thing too. I have done that where we've tested something and Chris really wants to make it a flavor and I'm like, I don't want it.
Yep.
But then he lets me talk him into it and then I like it as something else. So, like s'mores.
We just had a troll. Let's see. Shauna says, yeah, California I live. Nanny state. All right. Well, we have gone on for quite a long time. Hour and a half.
Whoopsie.
So, hey, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. We'll be doing our live stream tomorrow morning again.
Yes.
So you all have a fantastic night.
We are so grateful for you. And we're grateful for you guys working hard and for you sharing and for your support of Travis that we talked about earlier this week. And we just love you. Thank you.
Yep. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.